Gentlemen, ladies, welcome to a Connoisseur's Conversation. Today, we are diving into a great fragrance. We're diving and stepping into a world of grandeur. One where elegance meets power, and a fragrance can come to be more than just a scent. It can become a statement. And so today, we're going to dive into Xerjoff's new fragrance, the Louis 1722, Louis XV 1722. And it's not just another luxury fragrance. It's a scent that is fit for royalty. That's what it was made for. That's what it embodies. An era of decadence grows out of this particular fragrance release, and it's one that, as we think about it, and I think about it, it's one of refinement and undeniable charisma. And so this is what confidence in the bottle can particularly smell like. And so if this sounds like the type of content you think that you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Before we dive into the actual fragrance itself, let's kind of sit and talk about why this release is significant. Xerjoff as a brand, a house, is synonymous with opulence and has always excelled at crafting fragrances that exude richness. And that's one thing that I love about Xerjoff and have been a fan of them, and why I own and collect so many bottles of this particular perfume house. But with Louis XV 1722, they've tapped into a more historical narrative. They've gone with paying homage to an era that is defined by excess, aristocrats, and sophistication. With that, they had an eye on the finest things in life, and that is one thing that they presented in this particular scent, I believe. So why does that matter to you? I think it matters to you and I because wearing a scent like this isn't just about smelling good. It's about embodying a certain presence, a certain lifestyle, and a certain mindset. And so this fragrance is for men who value refinement but still have a chill atmosphere. They love to flex but have a very casual, chill atmosphere about themselves. They carry that with a magnetic edge and intrigue. And so as we break this fragrance down, I'm going to go all the attributes I love to do in a connoisseur's conversation, from wearability, utility, versatility, the actual composition, the sillage and performance and things like that in the presentation. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you can expect from Xerjoff Louis XV 1722, and if you want it in your collection. We all know that Xerjoff is used to turning packaging into an experience, and with Louis XV 1722, they carry on that tradition immaculately. This one comes in a royal blue coffret. It actually has its box, which is a gold foil box with the emblem of Louis XV crest on it, in conjunction with the champagne brand that they have done this collaboration with. The box itself is a work of art. Like I said, royal blue. It has this beautiful embroidery inside of it with the actual King Louis and the Xerjoff symbol melding together. The lining has this velvet sheeting on it. It's gold embossed velvet sheeting. The details are just wonderful in this particular presentation. It's almost like you've come into a regal presence when you open this box. It makes you feel like you are unwrapping something truly rare. And that's what I like about Xerjoff. They don't really skimp on their production. Quality control is excellent with every box I've ever had. It comes in, like I said, a 50 ml form. Well, I didn't state that, but it comes in a 50 ml form. The actual bedding is always leather with a crest inside of the seating. It's always just a nice, luxurious product that you get from Xerjoff. That's the box form. When it comes to the bottle form, it's the traditional 50 ml bottle that Xerjoff loves to put out. The bottle is heavy, it's elegant. It's actually one that is sculpted and timeless with an aesthetic that just comes off very well. It features the crest with Xerjoff on the front of it and the grandeur of a French royalty because they have the fleur-de-lis around the top like you would find in Monkey Special, but now it's actually the fleur-de-lis. As you can see now, Xerjoff is printed on the back of the bottle plaque, and then you have the 1722 Louis the 17th or 15th on the bottle. For me, the moment you pick up this bottle is that something, you know, you're dealing with something that is elite. This isn't like the run-of-the-mill designer fragrance. This is one that is next level in craftsmanship, and that is exactly what I expect and what I always get from the House of Xerjoff. They also do this tap to connect new thing with their bottles. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't experienced it yet by tapping my phone to it, which I believe is the case that you do. I will find out and let you guys know in a different time and place, but they have this new thing as far as authenticity on the side of their bottles. So as always, the presentation, just a wonderful presentation when it comes to Xerjoff fragrances. So what happens when you spray Louis XV on your skin? The journey, it starts to unfold in like this three-dimensional, three distinctive moments, perfectly orchestrated like a symphony from the house of Xerjoff. The opening is a grand entrance that's lasting about 15-30 minutes. The first thing that you get, it hits you with this burst of citrus, this beautiful, bright, zesty bergamot and orange that create an uplifting yet refined opening. There's a subtle aromatic twist to that, which I enjoy. I'm fond of that aromatic twist. I find that can be in many of Xerjoff's fragrances. That what you have in this is this peak of lavender that runs through that opening, adding a slight barbershop feel of elegance, but it's more sophisticated in a well-balanced manner than you would think just of a barbershop fragrance. If you're used to smelling many of Xerjoff's fragrances, you can go into the realm of Oud Overdose, Renaissance, Zafiro. I would even say a little bit of what's the other one I like to think about? I said Renaissance and Zafiro. There's one more, third. I'm thinking of the lavender. Okay, that's it. The lavender from Naxos. That's a beautiful component to this one as well. So they're using some of the best components that they've used in their heavy hitter fragrances throughout the years in this particular scent. You get this fresh yet regal and slightly spicy opening that immediately commands attention. And this is where you start to make a entrance for the fragrance. The first 15 to 30 minutes is a gorgeous opening that I truly enjoy. As the fragrance starts to go to the mid, that next 1 to 3 hour mark, you start to get this luxurious floral composition that emerges with a rich jasmine, a soft neroli, and a very beautiful touch of more lavender, more elevated provincial lavender sweetnesses inside that mid. The florals, they're not overpowering. Instead, they do a great blend. They blend seamlessly, I would say, with the warm, slightly spicy facets of the scent. And that's the thing that makes this a refined elegance going toward that mid, because you have those spices, those resins, and some florals that come off very well. It gives it a nod to classic fougères with an unmistakable modern twist to it. And that's, when I say it's very, very nicely done, it's very, very nicely done. The lasting power and magnetic dry down of this one, I would say, starts about the 4 hour mark. And when I say magnetic, it really truly is, because you start to get this beautiful introduction of deep sensual sandalwood, a very soft vanilla and musk, creating a warm, almost addictive texture to your skin, and you will just fall in love with that particular aspect of it. To me, going toward the base of it, you get this nicely done addition of patchouli. That's an earthy depth to this one I did not expect coming. I smell it, I feel it. It's very well composed and very well balanced and very well done. It almost creates this intoxicating allure to the fragrance that you did not expect from a fresh, almost resinous and incense style fragrance. To me, that ensures that the fragrance doesn't lose its complexity. So while you have that, and then you have an amber that rounds out everything with just a gentle sweetness, it lingers beautifully. It comes off great. And it's not just a skin scent, which I love too, because the trail is beautiful yet subtle, and people will know that you have it on. They'll feel your presence, and even after you left the room, they will know because of that actual great sillage and projection that it has within the first 3 hours of the scent. When it comes to wearability, I ask myself this question ultimately when I put a fragrance in my collecting. Even if I smelled it, if I blind bought it, or tested it. Once that opening is just fantastic. What I always do is I picture the moment I want to wear a fragrance. And so for me, Louis XV 1722 belongs to moments of prestige and presence for me. I'm a fragrance, I'm starting to bleed incense fragrances. I have truly found a passion behind what it is to wear incense. And it's whatever the incense accord that they've used going into this one is kind of that Zafiro style, but very, very much so crispier. I would say the wearability on this one is for moments that are like formal events. So this scent, it was built for tuxedos. It was built for tailored suits and evening wear. I would say think black tie galas, wedding or exclusive dinners, more on the wedding side than I would galas and dinners. More date night dinners were fine, but more on that wedding side, more on that traditional black tie event, more where it's going to be a a powerful pool party, so to speak. And I mean by that, when you go into these events, these corporate events, where there's a large garden, a pool, they have to rent it out space, the rented out homes, and you have the corporate, it's a lifestyle. When you go into those type of events, this is the fragrance that you want to use. I would also say that for a date night, it would be good. It would be good for special occasions. So if you want a scent that feels intimate but still carries presence, I would say that this scent is actually spectacular for that. It does leave a lasting impression. And so also, with this statement maker, I think that Power Moves is a great place to put this into as well. So this could be your statement fragrance for bringing to meetings, negotiations, or for a moment where you want to exude a quiet authority, but you have that presence already in your aesthetic, your clothing, everything like that, but you want to bring about a quiet authority that everyone knows your presence is felt there through that power of fragrance and that mental connection. I would say if you want to wear this casually, you can, but I would say be restrained in that the way you wear it, because this works well in cooler weather and well in crisp evenings, but I don't think it will work very well in high summer heat because of the dry downness around that incense and woody space that comes off quite thick in the summertime. You can wear it, but I wouldn't say be very heavy, be restrained, like I said. Meaning, so fall and winter is where I would truly see this shining, where I'm going to start wearing this. And this is one of those winter freshies that you could just fall in love with. A tastemaker for being a winter freshie. In warm months, I'd say keep it light. Keep the applications light. You could wear this on crisp nights, rooftop parties where they may have the fire going, where it's reached around 70 degrees, 73 degrees, and maybe a cigar bar that has a patio. But I wouldn't recommend it for super high summer heat days. For me on this one, what I've discovered in the days that I've had this particular scent, and I asked myself when I want to get across, how does it perform? I know performing is a subjective matter. It's not objective. It's subjective. It's you perceiving something on your skin and having others try to perceive it, and you may not pick up on all the notes. Like for me, I'm starting to understand incense. If you don't pick up on incense all day long, then you won't perceive this as a heavy wearing fragrance. But for me, the longevity of this one has been 8 to 10 hours on my skin, which I enjoy about a fragrance, especially when it has a fresh opening like this does. I think that traces of this linger beyond that on the clothes easily, even for a 24-hour mark, because I have smelled this on my blazer after I sprayed it heavily that day, which was about 6 sprays on my body, but I was spraying all of my clothing and my shoulders and everything like that. So on clothing, it lasted full into a 24-hour day. For me, what I like about this is that the projection is moderate. It's not something that's weak. It's moderate to strong in its projection field. So this isn't, I would say, it's a room filler or a beast, but it is still noticeable in a vicinity that you find yourself comfortable in, of about an office space room, or even a lecture room where you're going into an office meeting where the boardroom is, or something like that. So if you're in a space that I would say is 12 by 12, you're going to be comfortable in that space with this particular scent. It won't shout, it won't scream, but it does speak with authority. The sillage on this one is, of course, some of the best when it comes to Xerjoff's formulation and trying to create a sillage cloud behind you. And so this one here, I think that's where the magic is, with the incense and citruses that come off like oud and overdoses of Pharaoh. They all have been great performing in the sillage realm for me. And so it leaves an air of intrigue behind you, a fragrance trail that is both refined and inviting, which is sexy as hell, but also commanding of authority. And if I was to say kind of a comparison for this one, if you're familiar with fragrances like Creed's Royal Oud or Amouage Reflection Man, or the ones I've stated from the house of Xerjoff, or even like Royal Incense from the house of Omani Luxury, these are the type of fragrances I'm reminded of with this particular scent. It has this nice luxurious middle ground, and that's an opulent like Royal Oud, or opulent scent like Royal Oud, but smoother and more wearable, I would think, but somewhere in that same realm. When I think about the people who will wear this, including myself, I think about the persona of the man and the lady who will wear this, but mostly for men, because this is a masculine leading fragrance. I say, let's be real. This is a scent for, not every fragrance is fit for every personality. And Louis XVII for me is for the man who walks into a room and wants to own it. Not the shy man, not the man who wants to be reclusive, but a man who really walks into a room and wants to be noticed and wants to be profiled as the best smelling, best looking man in the room. And then that commanding attention comes along with that. And so it's someone who's not loud and boisterous, but carries himself with a presence, an experience of presence, and knows how to be comfortable in that presence. So a gentleman who values classic refinement, blazers, suits and ties, the things that you see me wearing, the things that I talk about. That's the one who will enjoy this modern sophistication and classic essence of a fresh fougere barbershop incense fragrance. And so someone who wants to have a signature scent will feel fine in this one. That scent can tell a story. This scent will tell a story. One of taste, one of elegance, and one of understated power. And so for me, this is not for guys who just want a casual fragrance. This is one for men who want something more. This is not an easygoing scent. It's good for casual affairs and good for chilling, like I said. It can be inviting as well, a freshie as well, but it's not for someone who's just laid back and easygoing. It's too much of a price point and too much of an incense and resin feel in the base of this one to do that. So this one is for the guy who wants to make an impression at the end of the day. That's who I say and suggest the fragrance persona of the man who wants to wear this is. If you ask me, a fragrance like this, is it worth it in your collection? Is it worth it as a novice? Is it worth it as a collector? I'd say this. To me, it's an investment in your own aura, your presence, and your personal brand. And for me, those things mean a lot to me. Those things mean an immense lot, and that might not even sound right, but they are very, very important to me to present myself, because ultimately what we see is our environment, what we put our environment to be, where we see ourselves in those environments. The confidence that these type of things like fragrances have given me is one thing that I truly find confident boosting. And so for me, as a man going out and teaching other young men how to take these things and be adaptive with these things, I think that you have to have a certain aura about you, and you want to have a certain aura about you. Like I said, it's about personal branding, and this is a scent that can do something for your personal brand. Is it blind buy safe though? If I were you and I was sitting back and I think I wanted a fragrance that was sophisticated, that was luxurious, the composition is luxurious with a regal air, that is a winter for winters, a scent for fall and winter, I would say, is it blind buy worthy? I would say yes, but I'm a Xerjoff fan. If you prefer fresh, casual scents, this might not be the one that's for you. It may be too refined for your taste if you are one who enjoys super fresh, super citrusy fragrances. So I would say think about that before blind buying. As an overall rating in my presentation, I will give this as a presentation 10 out of 10, pure luxury. As a scent composition, I would say this will earn about a 46 out of 50 for the way it's smooth, it's elegant, it's well balanced. I would say for longevity and projection, this will get a 15 out of 20 for me because of the long-lasting noticeability of it, but without being overwhelming. So that 15 score out of 20 is a very good score. It's in the high percentile of things I give for longevity and projection, because it's not a beast mode fragrance, so I can't give it 18 to 20 points. So 15 sits right above mid, right at about 75%, so which is very, very good. For me, the versatility in this one is, to me, the 11 out of 15 range, when I was thinking, because it's best for events or special occasions, but can be worn in upscale, refined, casual evenings, which I ultimately be wearing this the most in, because I have other things in my collection to take into the black tie field. But this one here, when it comes to dinner nights and relaxed dates on wine bars, and taking this on vacation will be key in the wintertime as well. This will be going me on my new vacation to Lake Tahoe. So that's going to be fun to take this with me, because I have already made that decision. So those are the reasons and whys and what, wins, and where I would wear this particular scent. When it comes down to it, Louis XV is a scent that is for the man who moves with intention, one who commands respect, and one who leaves an unforgettable impression. And so to me, it's opulent, it's refined, and it's built for those who want to set a standard rather than follow it. They tastemakers. We are tastemakers. I'm helping you become a tastemaker. So whether you're making a power move or stepping into a situation that's an elite setting, or simply just want to just sit back and you want to indulge in something that is a part of the finer things in life, I think this is a great fragrance for that. It ensures you that you do have and compete in every style realm when you put this on your accessory list as a fragrance. So for me, I think I've enjoyed very much so what they've done with Louis XV. I vouch for this one to be a great fragrance. It's not the most most complex, but it is truly enjoyable as a scent, and one that I like in Xerjoff style. So that's what I get for 17-2022. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I got you guys, just stay balanced, stay bold, and keep enhancing. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.